Hi friends, I miss you all so much, and I wanted to read you another book about Vincent van Gogh. Last week we read a book called Vincent Can't Sleep, and we talked about how that feels sometimes when you can't sleep. And Vincent van Gogh had such big feelings, and he never really knew what to do with them, so he did a lot of art. And maybe when you feel like you have big feelings, you can do some art too. So we're going to read a book, and then I'm going to show you how you can do some sunflowers art at home. This is one of the paintings that Van Gogh painted. Let's do our hand song. Let's show your grown-ups at home how we do our hand song to help us calm down. So we'll start with our pinky and our thumb. I am safe. I am calm. I am loved. I'm okay. Let's do it backwards. Let's start with our pointer finger and our thumb together. Ready? I am safe. I am calm. I am loved. I'm okay. Okay. This is called Vincent van Gogh, written and illustrated by Mike Venezia. So remember, Vincent van Gogh was born in Europe in a country called the Netherlands, and sometimes people call the Netherlands Holland. It's way up here where this windmill is. I like windmills in the Netherlands. Vincent van Gogh. Vincent van Gogh was one of the most tragic artists who ever lived. Nothing ever seemed to go right for him, and he wasn't very happy. He never even smiled in his self-portraits. Van Gogh was born in Holland in 1853 and died in France in 1890. Unlike most artists, Van Gogh didn't decide to become a painter until he was a grown-up. He tried a lot of other things first. He worked in an art gallery selling paintings. He tried teaching. He worked in a bookstore, and he was a preacher like his dad. None of these things made him very happy. Then one day, he decided to be an artist. Van Gogh always tried his best at whatever he did, so he went to different art schools to learn everything he could about drawing and painting. His early drawings were of the poor people he used to help when he was a preacher. There are certain things you can see in these drawings that show up later in his famous paintings, such as the strong lines and shapes. You can see the feelings he had for everyday people. Lots of big feelings. Van Gogh's first paintings were also of the poor people he had been helping. In this painting, the family was so poor, this one right here, that they had only a few potatoes to eat for dinner. They looked tired and not very happy. This was a famous painting called The Potato Eaters. The colors in Van Gogh's early paintings are dark and sad. He wanted everyone to know how hard the lives of the poor people were. Van Gogh kept using dark colors until he discovered some very colorful Japanese artwork. He loved the bright colors and strong lines and shapes that he saw. Soon, Van Gogh's paintings started to look much more colorful. Look at the difference between the gloomy potato eaters and the painting above, which was done only a few years later. So see, he starts to use brighter colors. Lots of color. We know a lot about how Van Gogh felt and why he did certain things because he was always writing letters to his younger brother, Theo. Theo always helped his brother. He encouraged him to paint and sent him money when he could. Because Van Gogh was always sending and receiving letters, he got to know his postman pretty well. He painted pictures of him, and he used the postman's wife as a model in many of his paintings as well. I don't know my mailman that well, do you? In 1886, Vincent moved to Paris, France to join Theo. Paris was the center of the art world then. Since Theo was in the business of buying and selling paintings, and Vincent wanted to be an artist, it seemed like a pretty good place to be. Theo introduced Vincent to a lot of painters while they lived in Paris. Hardly anyone knew it then, but many of those painters would become world-famous artists someday. A couple of years later, Vincent van Gogh decided to leave Paris and move to a small country town called Arles. Van Gogh thought Arles would be a great place for artists to get together to paint and talk about their different ideas. He tried very hard to get as many artists as he could to join him. The only one to try it out was Paul Gauguin, although he wasn't really crazy about the idea. It turned out to be a big mistake. Gauguin didn't seem to like anything Van Gogh did in Arles. They argued a lot. Look, he's saying there, "You are such a grunch." Van Gogh probably decided to listen to Gauguin about cleaning the place up because his bedroom looks pretty neat in this painting. This is called Bedroom at Arles, and he painted it with oil paint in 1888. Finally, after a very bad argument, Gauguin decided to leave Van Gogh and return to Paris. Van Gogh didn't know what to do. He really wanted things to work out well with Gauguin. Van Gogh had always had problems during his life with the way he felt. Sometimes he would get so angry and upset that no one could make him feel better. Vincent van Gogh never really got better after Gauguin left him. Sometimes he was too angry to paint, and sometimes he was too sad to paint. When he felt good, he painted better than ever. He made the stars in the starry night seem like they're really shining. I remember we looked at Starry Night last week. The trees in this painting look like flames, and it feels like the whole picture is moving. In this painting, Van Gogh made the sun look really hot. You almost feel like you should put sunglasses on to look at it. Van Gogh usually put his paint on very thick. Sometimes he painted so fast, he didn't even mix his colors. He used paint right out of the tube. Van Gogh used so much paint, he was always running out. Sometimes he stopped buying food in order to buy more paint. So he was hungry a lot of the time, and he wasn't healthy. See, there he is buying some paint. Hardly anyone was interested in Van Gogh's work while he was alive. He sold only a few drawings and maybe one or two paintings. People in the 1880s and 1890s just weren't used to the bright, moving pictures that Van Gogh made. Today, things are different. People have learned how beautiful Vincent van Gogh's art is. Now his paintings are some of the most popular in the world. This may have been Van Gogh's last painting. Some people think it shows how angry and upset he must have been feeling because he painted a scary sky, roads that led to a dark background, and crows that looked like bats. Soon after this painting was finished, Van Gogh passed away. Van Gogh made his paintings seem alive with color. His colors are so bright and beautiful. You can almost smell the flowers he painted or feel the bright sun. His brushstrokes give everything a feeling of movement. Trees, stars, and people feel alive. Maybe more than any other artist, Van Gogh's feelings came out in his paintings. That's why Vincent van Gogh is one of the world's greatest artists. And remember, he started something called expressionism because he had such big feelings. And now I want to show you an art project that maybe you can do at home if you want. Hi, everybody. Let me say hi to everybody, Milo.
Hi.
All right, and we're at our house and we miss you all. Don't we miss everybody so much? And we want to show you how to do your own Van Gogh sunflowers, like this painting here, at your own house. So we're going to use some tempera paint today, but if you don't have tempera, you can just use markers or crayons or pencils or whatever you have at home if you want. And you'll want to use this template, which I'll provide for you. And you can cut out all these pieces. This is a vase, and these are for your sunflowers, these circles, and these half circles can be for wilting sunflowers. And you'll need a pencil and some paper. Any kind of paper you have is fine. And I'm using some kind of thick paper. And something maybe to protect your table with. I like to just cut up old grocery bags we have. And maybe a paint tray. So, you ready to start, Milo? Okay. He's put his vase down. And now he's going to drop his sunflower circles wherever he wants. Go slow, remember, it's not a race. Right, Milo? Ta-da! Now that Milo's added all his petals for his sunflowers, he's gonna go back and he's gonna put some sunflower stems in with his pencil. Here's how I did mine. So these are some colors that we had at home. You can use whatever colors you want. Milo's painting his background first. I recommend painting your background first and then your vase. You can choose 2 different colors for your vase if you want. One color for the top and for the bottom. And after you paint your background in your vase, then you can paint your sunflowers. And last, very, very last, you can paint your stems. Now, again, you don't need to use tempera paint. You can use watercolor paint. You can use chalk or pastels or markers, crayons, pencils, whatever you want. Here's our progress. That's Milo's. And this is one I'm working on. And we're going to keep painting over here. We're working on Van Gogh Sunflowers.
Can I see?
Yeah, look up here. This is what we're painting.
Can I see?
No, it's just the video. See, there's the video. So send us your pictures if you end up trying this at home. We'd love to see what you come up with, and we'll see y'all soon.